Hey everybody, ever tried to buy some of those vegan cheeses and how expensive they are? And they don't taste that good. So it's really fun to kind of make your own easily at home. I've been making these for a number of years. They go over really well with people. They really love them. So I'm going to teach you how to make a cashew herb cheese really easy. It's almost like a spread. You can put it on anything. We put it inside our galettes. So you can put it on pizza, lasagna, all kinds of different things. So I'm going to show you how to do this. I actually have 2 cups of raw cashews that I soaked overnight and drained. I'm going to put them in my high-speed blender, which I'm using a Vitamix for that right now. And the next thing I'm going to do is put in some minced garlic cloves. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and put some of the, I use about 2 to 4 cloves of garlic that I minced and put in there. There we go. The next thing that I'm going to put in there is a little bit of garlic powder. I've got my garlic powder over here. Wasn't really prepared for that one. I forgot about that one. It's going to be about a half a teaspoon of garlic powder or more if you'd like that. I like a lot of garlic, so I'm going to put a little bit more in there. So it's very garlicky. It's really yummy. The next thing I'm going to put is a lemon that has been zested. So I actually use my little zester. I cut my finger too, so you got to be careful. And I got a little bit of lemon zest. Sometimes if you don't have a zester, just cut a little bit. If you have a high-speed blender, you can just kind of cut some of the rind off of the lemons or oranges and just, cut it up as small as you can. When you put it in there, it gets broken down anyway. So I didn't usually use a little zester, but I've been using it a little bit more. I'm going to put the lemon in there. Lemon zest makes it taste really yummy. The next thing we're going to put in there is a little bit of our lemon that we're juicing. So I have my little juicer that makes it a lot faster. Just get that. If you don't have that, Costco sells a really good lemon juice from Italy. Has no preservatives. And so that's a really good way to do it. But since you have to have lemons to get the lemon rind, you might as well pick up a lemon. You can use that same lemon to get the rind off of and then juice it. Okay? So there's that. And then the next thing that we're going to put in there is a little bit of water, about 3/4 cup of water. So I have that. I'm going to dump that in there. If you have to add more water too, you can always do that. 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast. If you like to use nutritional yeast, it has a very cheesy flavor. It's an inactive yeast, so usually that's not a problem for people. I'm putting in a little bit of salt, a little bit of sea salt, about a teaspoon of that. And the next thing is about 2 tablespoons of, here's the lemon juice. Yeah, you can use this one too. And here's 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil in there. And that's going to be about it. If we need to add more water, we will. But we're just going to use our Vitamix and we're just going to whir that up. There's my lid. Always prepared, right? Okay, let's go. Scrape down the sides. I usually use a little spatula to scrape down the sides, but if it doesn't have enough water, just add a little bit more water. Not a lot, just kind of check it. I got my little scraper. Get all that nutritional yeast that's stuck to the side. Move it around. You don't want it to be super thin, but you want it to be nice and smooth so there's no chunks left of those cashews. So it needs just a little bit more. I'm going to put just a little bit more in, maybe a little tablespoon more. And we want to add herbs too, so you can add rosemary, you can add thyme, you can add all kinds of cashews that are kind of sticking to the side, so we want to make sure that when we scrape them out, we don't scrape out some of those pieces of the cashews because that's not as much fun to use that. You can also taste it, make sure it tastes really good. The spices that I like to use this onion salt from Trader Joe's. This has a lot of great things in it. It has the granulated onion and garlic and a little bit of minced onion, kosher salt, green onion, and chives. So I'm gonna put some of that in there. So sometimes you can just use some of these. Trader Joe's has a lot of good spices for a really good price, like $2.99. Can't beat it. Okay, I'm gonna whir that up one more second, and then I'll show you how to put that in that looks pretty good. So the next thing I do is taste it. If it tastes really good, yeah, a little bit more. Sometimes the spices make a big difference. And then I have my cheesecloth, and I'm just gonna go ahead and put the cheesecloth on either side of this. They're long enough so that I can pull those over. Kind of make sure that all of it's covered. There's a big piece here. I can put that over the top of it. Because when we pull it up, we want to make sure that we can pull up all the sides. And a little bit more there. Sometimes I rest it on something that's high enough to let it sit there. There, that looks like it's going to be good. We got it all covered there. I have a little bit of a rubber band that I can put around the outside of it to tie it all together. So all I'm going to do is just scrape all that off and put that into the cheesecloth. So you want to get all of it out of there. That's why the little small spatula really works really well to get all of that cheese out of there. If you want to make a smaller amount, you can just use 1 cup of cashews and split those ingredients in half. I also make a goat cheese and a cream cheese, and there's so many different things, and then I use almonds for some. There's all kinds of different things that you can do to make these cheeses. And sometimes people want to have them to be more stable, so you can actually slice them, so you can do some of those different things that bind them a little bit. Seaweeds and things like that that can bind them a little bit and make them stand up a little bit. They do have a different consistency than regular cheese, in my opinion, sometimes. So these are the ones that I've been making for most people. They really like them. And like I said, you can put this over pasta. You can make a little bit of more of a sauce if you want to. There's another sauce that I have though that I use for that, but this is a way to do it too. We use cashews for that. And we put cashews also in the butternut squash lasagna sauce that I made last night. I'll probably do a little video or class on that one as well. Okay, I think we got most of it out of there. We don't want to waste any of that. I know this video is winding up being a little bit longer because you're watching me scrape all that out, but this is something that you'll be doing to make sure you get all of that out of there. You can make a shorter video too, but this is just to show you what to do. Okay, then we're done with that. We want to fold over the sides. Hopefully you can see all that. Gather it all up. Got lots of material here. I put quite a few on there. Let's gather it all up. You can put a little bowl underneath it to catch any. Usually on this cheese, some of my other cheeses have a little bit more drip, you know, of the lemon juice and things like that. This one just doesn't. So it's usually not a problem, but I put a little bowl underneath it. Here we got a little, and I can put it like this, or I can even put this under that in case it does. And it goes in the refrigerator overnight, and then you can taste it and see if you want to add some more spices. If you want to add any fun olive oils on the top of it, that's really great too. You can drizzle harissa olive oil on it, mushroom sage olive oil, all kinds of different ideas that you can drizzle on the top of it. My goat cheese, I usually put a little bit of cracked pepper and a harissa olive oil on top of it. But this one with the herbs, you can put fresh herbs on the top of it, serve it with a little olive oil drizzled on the top. It's gonna be a hit. Okay, thanks you guys.